Well, the Canadian dream really started with my mom. She came to Canada for a better life. She escaped the Vietnam War, and she was one of the refugee boat people. And on the boat, she just told me, I found out yesterday, she had to pay a lot of gold. I don't know how much gold exactly, she told me in Chinese, but at the time it was probably at least $100,000 or more. That's the value now, that she had to pay for her and her sister to get on this boat. And their journey was a very treacherous one. The condition was not good. Their boat had a couple hundred people. It was raided by pirates, not once, but twice. My mom had to was smart, sewed her jewelry inside her underwear so it didn't get stolen. But a lot of people had everything that they brought onto that boat stolen from them. And unfortunately, due to the treacherous conditions, she lost her sister on the boat. My mom was just telling me horror stories that, if you didn't give them your ring, they would cut off your finger. It was just very, very treacherous.
And that was before they arrived in Canada?
Before they arrived.
Where they had to start from scratch.
So she landed in, I think it was Indonesia, at a refugee camp. And that's where they really deploy you to different countries. And there was Canada, Australia, and US was always last. And she ended up in Canada. And she basically started in Nanaimo and she came to Vancouver. And my mom had me at the age of 40. And she was a single mom. And I've never met my biological father before. And we were on welfare. We grew up in the downtown east side, the Chinatown area.
For someone who doesn't know Vancouver, what is the downtown east side like?
It's an area where there's a high number of homelessness, a lot of people who are addicted to drugs, unfortunately. And so, I grew up there until I was about the age of 7 or 8. And I remember quite clearly, growing up, I just lined up for food at the food bank, got donated clothes at the Salvation Army, and Christmas dinners was at the Union Gospel Mission, which was a church that was, in that area. So the odds are stacked against me. And growing up, I knew we were poor, but that was still my world. I still remember being a happy child because I know my mom did the best she could with what she had. And she was just trying to make it on her own in a new country, learning a new language, and having me carrying her, around with her.
Were you always this happy?
I remember I was a well-behaved child because I knew that it was tough for my mom. So I always was very well-behaved and quiet and shy. And so now I think as I grew older and worked on myself, I've really gained a new level of like self-love and self-worthiness and confidence in who I am. And so now I'm just, very happy and go lucky and very easygoing because, I know where I come from and I'm always humbled by it and very grounded by it. So that's why I always say, like, every day above ground, I'm just so grateful for.